Hi students, welcome to next video. In this video, we will see that we will interface a digital to analog converter to 8051 microcontroller. So digital to analog converter is in any other IC. It is an IC. It is a 16 pin IC. You can see that there are 8 digital data in and 1 current output, along with other pins like VEE, COM, V reference plus VCC and ground. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. One more ground will be there. So it is like 16 pin IC. So we are in our lab we are using DAC 0808. It is a 8-bit digital to analog converter. So we will give 8-bit digital data and it will convert it to a analog current. Okay, this entire IC is represented by this expression where you will get output current with digital values. Whatever the 8-bit digital values you will give, okay, you will get a corresponding output current. Okay, but I require output voltage because finally I will connect it into a CRO. CRO reads voltage, so I have to convert this current into voltage. So that's why I require these external op-amp and other resistors in collaboration with this IC so that I can generate voltage because the output of the DAC IC is current, but I require voltage, so I need this extra circuitry which is connected along with the DAC IC so that I get the voltage. So that's why I replace this I current by voltage, this expression. I out I replace by V out divided by R reference, and I reference is replaced by V reference divided by R reference. Okay, here RF and R reference both are of 5 kilohertz, both are of 5 kilo ohm. So that's why they get cancelled, and you will be left with V output is equal to V reference and the other part of the expression. This is the expression which represents this entire circuit. Okay, this is the expression which represents this entire circuit. Okay, now coming to our task. So we have been asked to generate square wave of frequency 1 kilohertz and amplitude 10 volts. Okay, we have been asked to generate a square wave of frequency 1 kilohertz and amplitude 10 volts. And DAC IC, as you can see here, I have connected to port 2. I have used port 2 in order to connect a DAC IC to the 8051 microcontroller, and this is the only port I will be using. So when I connect a port 2, I can give a minimum value of 8-bit value of 00H and a maximum value of FFH. Okay, in between these values I can give starting from 00 to FF. I can give any of the hexadecimal values, and the DAC will convert based on the what the value I give. It will convert it into an analog voltage with the help of this circuit. Okay, this is the concept how an 8051 microcontroller gives the digital data and it gets converted into an analog output. You should understand this point here. The 8051 microcontroller will not convert a digital data into an analog. Okay, but that IC converts the digital data into an analog. But 8051 microcontroller selectively give the digital data such that that particular data will get converted into an analog output, and we can generate any kind of waveform accordingly. So I can generate square wave, I can generate triangular wave, I can generate sawtooth wave. So this waveform will appear based on what the digital data is provided by the 8051 microcontroller. This is the concept behind analog to digital or any waveform we generate using the 8051 microcontroller. Okay, remember, I'll repeat, 8051 microcontroller will not generate the analog waveform. It actually provides the respective digital data to the digital to analog converter, where that value gets converted into an analog output with the help of DAC IC. Now coming to square wave, we have been asked to generate a square wave of 1 kilohertz and amplitude 10 volts. So see here, so I require, this is the square wave how it looks like when I generate this square wave, and you can see that there is 0 volts and 10 volts. Okay, there is a 0 volt and 10 volts. So there are only two voltages. In order to generate these 2 volts, I have to apply, or your microcontroller has to supply digital values corresponding to these 2 volts. For example, here to generate 0 volts, I need to supply all these ports with 0000 value such that when you refer this expression here, V output voltage will be equal to 10 into all the values of D are 00. So you will be left with 10 into 0, that is 0 volt. So you will get a 0 volt, that is one part of the voltage. Next, when I want a 10 volts, then what I'll do is I'll make these values as 1 1 1 1 1, hence giving the V output value as 10 into, you can see that all the D values are 1 1 here. So 10 into, it will come to 256 divided by 256. They get cancelled and you will be left with 10 volts. So you get the other voltage. Okay, in order to generate these 2 voltages, I need to supply these 2 values, that is all zeros and all ones. When I supply from the microcontroller to the DAC IC, DAC will convert these values into corresponding voltages. 0 volts for all zeros and 10 volts for all ones. Okay, so this is the voltage part. Now coming to the frequency, he has told to generate the frequency of 1 kilohertz. It means that I need to generate a square wave repeatedly at 1 milliseconds, because 1 kilohertz is the frequency, then time it will come to 1 millisecond. So every 1 millisecond there should be an on period and off period. Okay, every 1 millisecond there should be an off period and an on period. So if at all I divide, as it is a square wave, so duty cycle will be 50%, T on period and T off period will be 0.5 milliseconds. So 0.5 milliseconds off and 0.5 milliseconds on period. So totally it will become 1 millisecond. So the concept to generate the square wave here is, I'll keep the output of this circuitry to 0 volts and I'll generate a 0.5 milliseconds delay. And I'll keep the output of this to 10 volts and I'll generate a 0.5 milliseconds. Again, I'll bring the voltage to 0 volts and I'll generate a delay of 0.5 milliseconds. And I'll keep the voltage to 10 volts and again I'll generate a 0.5 milliseconds delay. And I repeat this process continuously, hence generating the square wave. Okay, and so that is the reason I require a delay of 0.5 milliseconds. If at all the voltage is 0 volts or 10 volts, I require a delay of 0.5 milliseconds. So in order to generate a delay of 0.5 milliseconds, I will be using timer T1 of 8051 microcontroller. Timer T1 I will use of the 8051 microcontroller in mode 1 to generate the 0.5 milliseconds. And I will assume crystal frequency to be 11.0592 megahertz, which gives one machine cycle value as 1.085 microseconds. Okay. To get a 0.5 milliseconds delay, the number of machine cycle which I need to count is given by 0.5 milliseconds divided by 1.085 microsecond, which will be the count of 460.8, which is approximately equal to 461. Okay, this is the count which I need to count, number of machine cycle which I need to count in order to generate a delay of 0.5 milliseconds. Okay, when I subtract this value from the 16-bit, as timer 1 is a 16-bit counter, when I subtract 16-bit value, that is 4Fs, which will be equal to decimal equal to 65,536 minus 461. It will be giving a decimal value of 65,075 in hexadecimal, which is equivalent to FE33. So which I will be loading. This is the value which generates 0.5 milliseconds, which I will be loading in TH. Higher byte of the value is loaded into TH timer higher byte, and lower byte of the value is loaded into lower byte of the timer value. Okay. So this is the calculation which I need to do in order to generate the square wave. Okay. Coming to the program. So this is the program. We'll start with origin 000H. T mode I will be loading with 10H. It means that timer is used in mode 1, and it is a 16-bit. When it is in mode 1, it is a 16-bit timer. It is a 16-bit timer and it is in mode 1. Okay. Then I will move accumulator value as 00. So this is the alternate for 0 volts. Okay, 0 volts. So move port 2. Port 2 is what I have used. I have interfaced DAC to the port 2. Hence, port 2 is loaded with 00. Then I call a delay of, this is the delay of 0.5 milliseconds. So when I call a delay program, it will jump to here, delay, where I will be first loading the higher byte of the timer with FE, the lower byte of the timer with 33, which I calculated here. Next, set bit TR1. So it means that I am starting the timer. Then I will stay here, I will stay in this line until TF flag is 1. It means that, so when I start the timer, so it will start counting upwards till it reaches there, till it falls from FF to 0000. Once, if TF flag is set, so this condition fails, it will come out. Until that, it will stay, this program will stay in this line until TF flag is set. TF flag will be set when the counter value reaches from FF to 00, so it will stay in this loop. Okay, once it reaches to this array, this 00 value, TF flag will be set. So once the TF flag is set, this condition fails and it will come out. And here I am clearing the TR flag, I am resetting the timer, and I am clearing the TF flag, and then return. So due to this instruction, it will return back to the main program after the next instruction after the delay. So here I am moving FF value into the accumulator. So this represents my 10 volts. Okay, and I am transferring this value to the port 2. And again I am calling a delay of 0.5 milliseconds. Again here it will come here and it will load the same values into TH and TL registers, and again I will set the timer and then wait until the count becomes 00 until the TF flag is set. Once the TF flag is set, it will this condition fails, will come out. I will clear the timer and I will clear the TF flag and I will return back to the main program. And next to the next instruction after the call instruction. Then here sjump repeat. So here there is a continuous loop. As you can see, there is no condition here. Conditional jump is not there. This is the unconditional jump instruction which I am using, and I'll jump to the repeat. So repeat means again I will load 0 into the port 2. I'll call a delay of 0.5 milliseconds, and again I'll load FF, and again I'll call a delay of 0.5 milliseconds. This loop repeats infinite times, hence generating your square wave continuously at frequency of 1 kilohertz. Okay. Start. Okay, now I'll show you how to execute the square wave in the PC. Here is the project, the same project which I used in the previous class. That is Nitish project. Okay, Nitish is the name of the project which I used. So now I'll add squarewave.asm. This is the project which I need to add. Here, this is the same project which I explained. I have edited it and now I added to the project. Now here certain selections which I have to make here to the project. Right click on the target and select the options. Here I need to check the device and the target. Target is frequency is
0592
0592 megahertz, and output I need to select the hex file. Okay, now I'll execute. Okay, you can see that there are 0 errors. Now I'll go for debug. Okay, next here I'll show you in the peripherals. I have to select port 2. Port 2 is what I have interfaced. When I run, so you can see that it is making all zeros and all ones. So it means that 10 volts and 0 volts, 10 volts and 0 volts continuously it is operated. Now let me dump this program onto the kit. So SISP is my window which I have to use. Before I select the COM port, I need to check which COM port I need to use. So I'll go to, okay, here I have selected COM port 24. Now I'll select the file. So Nitish is my project name and hence nitish.hex. Okay, I'll select and I'll program now. Here you can see that chip verification successful. It means that the program got dumped into the kit. Now you can see here. Okay, so this is how the square wave. This is the square wave which we got by the program.
Measure the frequency.
And you can measure here. This is the frequency which I am getting, 968. It is varying between 965 and 968. I designed it for 1 kilohertz, but I am getting approximately equal. And then voltage is 10 volts, so it is showing 10 volts. It is varying between 9.8 and 10, so it is okay. So this is the frequency of 960 hertz and 10 volts. This is the square wave which is obtained by this program. Thank you.